Hi everybody and welcome to this video, which is probably the most important video in this course, and this is all about the diet. And this is the diet that helped me lose 60 pounds in 6 months and helped me get six-pack abs. And so as mentioned before, I used to weigh 210 pounds. I now weigh 150. Typically, I weigh 151 to 153. That's where I like to be, but I've been down to 148 even, which is the lowest I ever want to weigh because I was just getting too small. But so 151 to 153 is where I usually like to stay at. So, but anyways, before I get into this whole equation of things, I want to stress that it's very important that you choose high quality foods because the better the quality of food you have, the better nutrition you're going to get, and it's also going to satisfy you more, which is why like potato chips, they're low in value, which is why you can eat a whole bag of it because you're always constantly trying to like fill yourself up with more and more nutrients, which you're just not getting out of a low quality food. So I want to stress the importance of getting high quality foods, and I love chocolate, I love cheesecake. Those are my two favorite things. I could give up pizza all day long if I could have chocolate all day long easily. But anyways, just a quick tip for all you chocolate lovers and anyone else who likes to eat whatever they want, basically soda, etc. I'm not a soda person, but just get into it. If you love chocolate, for instance, I love this high quality chocolate called Vino Coco. It's a wine flavored chocolate bar. And this one's Merlot. I got another one that's Cabernet flavored. And so, but this is a high quality, I got these off Amazon. They're like $5 or $6 or whatever too. So, I mean, they're very easy to get. So if you want to get a high quality chocolate, just go to Amazon and get one. But anyways, when we come to the diet, you're going to know that you're going to eat X amount of calories all day long. You're going to have X amount of proteins, X amount of carbs, X amount of fats. So on my diet, for instance, if I want to maintain 150 pounds, I would times 150 by 15 and I'll get 2,250 calories all day long is what I'll eat. And so I'm allowed to have 2,250 calories all day long, and then that repeats itself every day. So I know I can have basically X amount of protein, X amount of carbs, X amount of fats. Now, if you want to lose weight, now that was my maintenance calorie. So if you want to lose weight though, you take your ideal body weight, times it by 15, then you subtract 500, and that's going to be your cutting diet, the diet that you're going to do to lose weight. But if you want to maintain weight, pick your ideal weight, times by 15, and if you are overweight, like 210 pounds, if you do not subtract that 500, you can still probably lose weight at sticking to your ideal body weight maintenance level. That is possible, but if you want to get faster results, subtract your maintenance calories by 500 and stick to that cutting diet. So anyways, to get to the whole thing, so there's two diets that I would like to recommend to you, and one is the diet that helped me lose 60 pounds in 6 months, and then I also have a maintenance diet too. So the difference between the two is that the diet that I lost weight with was actually a higher carb diet, and the diet I stick to right now that I've lost weight is a maintenance diet, which is a more low carb diet. And now that it's summer, I have low carbs, so that way I can know that I'm gonna stay skinny all summer long. And then when the fall comes, I'll go back to the other diet, which has more carbs in it, and then that way I might gain a pound or two, but I'm gonna gain some muscle along with it because carbs do help build muscle. But I did lose 60 pounds on this high carb diet, which I'm gonna go over right now with you. So there is the high carb diet is called the zone diet, and then my maintenance diet, I'll just call it a maintenance diet. So anyways, the high carb diet, the higher carb diet is gonna consist of, once you find your maintenance calories and you subtract 500, you're going to divide your calories into sections, such as 40% of those calories will come from protein, 40% will come from carbs, and 20% will come from fats. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of work at first when you have to like read a nutritional label or etc., which is why I provided a whole diet plan so that way you don't have to go through all that trouble. But that'll only give you examples on how you can maybe even change things as you go along. Because maybe if you don't like rice, maybe you like potatoes, or maybe you like something else, you can always switch those out as we go along and as you learn more. So But just for examples, I'm gonna give you the diets that I went through, that I stuck to, that helped me lose weight. So you'll definitely get results on that, or I'm also gonna show you how to figure this out yourself. So going back to the whole scenario of me losing weight and you losing weight, is that once you find your maintenance calories, subtract it by 500, do your division, 40, 40, 20. So, okay, so I'm gonna do this with you right now. So I'm gonna take out my calculator, and so let's just do this. So if you wanna weigh 150 pounds, you times that by 15, now you're gonna have 2,250 calories. Now if you wanna weigh 120, times that by 15, that's your calories right there, 1,800. If you wanna weigh 180, times that by 15, that's how many calories you should have, okay? So going back, we got 150 calories, times that by 15, 2,250 calories. So what you would do is subtract 500. Now, if I wanted to lose weight, that's the calories I would have. So that's 1,750. So what you would do is, out of that, multiply it by 0.4. That's 700. So we have, the reason we're doing 4 is because there's 4 grams, there's 4 calories in a gram of protein, there's 4 calories in a gram of carbs, and then when it comes to fats, there's 9 grams in 1 gram, there's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat. So basically, going back to the whole situation, just to keep repeating myself, times 150 by 15 minus 500, that's my diet to lose weight, times that by 0.4 to get 40%. So that's 700 calories. We divide that by 4. So that means I can have 175 grams of protein all day long. Now, because our carbs are also 40%, your carbs all day long will be 175 as well. So going back to our original number to figure out our fats, times that by 0.2 to get 20% of that, that's 350. So if you divide that by 9 for the 9 calories per gram, we now have 38 grams of fat that we can have all day long. So this is how we figured out. It's like, now that's your diet. So if I wanted to lose weight as a 150 pound person, or whatever your ideal body weight is, that's going to be your zone diet. And so that way, you know, every day, all day long, you're going to have 175 grams of protein, carbs, and then 38 grams of fats. So then what you would do is, like, if you want to figure out your own diet, you can, but I'm going to give you a diet plan that you can follow, so that makes it easier. And you can even take some meals out and use it for however you want to. But you just go into your nutrition label, like on a chocolate bar, or you go on a nutrition label on your milk. And so, like, you just see, like, so this milk has 0 grams of fat in it. So this would be really great if you're only trying to have 38 grams of fat all day long. Something non-fat would be great, because if you cook with oil, and 1 tablespoon of oil, whether it's avocado oil or even olive oil, there's like 14 or 15 grams of fat in just 1 tablespoon. So, but anyways, going back to it, there's 6 carbs. There's also 13 grams of protein, and this is a high carb protein Fairlife, which you can get anywhere, even Walmart. And so this one's a little bit different of a milk, because just the way there's no lactose in it, but most milk has 8 grams of protein, while this one has 13 grams. So this one has almost double the amount of protein in it, and it's the same size of milk or whatever. So just start looking at nutrition labels. Even the same thing, I eat tortillas. I get these from Costco. And so, like, when you look at a nutrition label, it has 3 grams of fat in it, but there's 20 carbs. So, like, to lose weight, you know, if I'm going to have 175 carbs all day long, I can literally eat 5 of these tortillas and have that only be 100 carbs all day long. And then I still have 75 more carbs to eat. So that means if I really had to have a soda, which I don't, but I'm just saying, you know, I could have a Sprite and 5 tortillas and still be at 175 carbs all day long, and I'm still within my diet. So, or instead of soda, I'll just have some chocolate. So, but going back to it, if I wanted to have 5 tortillas all day long, you know, I could have, you know, and then if I'm going to have 175 grams of protein, and I had 175 grams of chicken, or protein coming from chicken, I could have 5 tacos, you know, and still have more protein to eat throughout the day or whatever. So 175 grams of protein from chicken is actually a lot of food. So, but anyways, you start learning all these little numbers and you start plugging it in. So if you want to say to yourself, I want to have tacos for lunch or even dinner, it's like, I know that I could have 2 tacos or 3 tacos and be at 40 carbs all day long. And then I'm going to have, you know, if I want to have some rice in it, I'll know my numbers. Now it's 60 carbs, but then I got to have more chicken on top of it to make, you know, a bigger meal, to make those protein levels match my carbs. So I'm going to go through all this in a little bit and more in detail on how to create your diet plan. But I'm saying we want you to discover your numbers right now, so that way you can start plugging in and figuring out your diet, so that way you can start losing weight. Because I can almost guarantee you, you're not getting enough protein, because a lot of people are getting carbs already. I mean, I know people love carbs, but the protein is one of the highest things. So the zone diet is just that. Take your ideal body weight, times it by 15, and that's your maintenance. And if you wanted to maintain that and not lose weight, do the same thing, but just do not subtract the 500 minus calories to lose weight, if that's what you want to do. And then you stick to your zone diet and whatever else. So that's the high carb option. So the other option that I do now, and this is more, it's not keto, but it's less carbs, and I'm doing this right now just because it's summer and I want to stay thin, and carbs will have a tendency to add more weight to you. But the reason carbs are great in the gym is because they also help build muscle and they give you more energy. But now that it's summertime, I'm not looking to build muscle just at the moment, but I do want to stay thin without having any problems. So the maintenance diet is going to be a little bit different with the ratio, and this is also a simple way to do it without a calculator. And so what you would do for this higher fat option, the lower carb option, is just this. So whatever you want to weigh, say like if I want to weigh 153 pounds, I will have 153 grams of protein minimum every day. I can have 1 gram of protein per body weight every day, or I could even go up to 2 grams of protein for every pound of body weight. Typically, I go 1.5 grams of protein for my ideal body weight. So even though I weigh 153, I might take in 200 or 225 grams of protein all day long, which is easy to do when you're drinking things like milk with like 2 cups of milk. That's 26 grams of protein and a scoop of protein, whey protein. Now that drink is 50 grams of protein. So it's very easy to get protein into your diet and start getting more protein, so that way you start building muscle and things like that. So going back to my maintenance diet, so this is what you do. Whatever your ideal body weight is, the minimum amount of protein is 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight. Now when it comes to the carbs though, you're gonna do 1 for 1, but no more than that. So whereas with the protein, 150 was the minimum to like 225, which is like 1.5 grams of protein. So, but when it comes to carbs, because I want to weigh 150, I have no more than 150 grams of carbs all day long. So that's my maximum, but the minimum carbs that I have all day long is I would multiply that by half. So I can have 75 grams of carbs every day, that's my minimum, but I go no more than 150 grams of carbs every day. So I can go over 150 in protein, but no more than 150 in carbs. And so, but I have to have a minimum of half my ideal body weight in carbs. So I have to have at least 75 carbs, but no more than 150. And so when it comes to fat though, it's almost the same thing as the carbs. Like, because I want to weigh 150, I would also divide that in half. And so my fat levels that I have every day is 75 grams of fat all day long. So it's a higher fat diet with lower carb options and then still a high protein. So I know keto is like ultimately no carbs, but it's high fat and high protein, but we're gonna have just a little bit of carbs, which is still enough for you to lose weight, because it's really good to do cardio to burn fat when you have less carbs in your system. But having less carbs is you're more likely to keep off fat later on. So I like to stick with the low carb option, high carb option, medium to low carbs, and then we're also doing like medium fats. So for me to weigh 150 pounds, I have, again, no less than 150 grams of protein, but no more than 150 carbs. And then when it comes to the fat, I take my ideal body weight, again, multiply that in half, and then that's gonna be 75 grams of fat all day long. And that's my maintenance diet that I stick to, and those are the ratios that I stick to just because I prefer high fat over carbs. And so I would much rather have cooked with oil in my food than to have like more rice or more bread, etc. So that's just my preference. So just to recap on everything, so the zone diet, take your ideal body weight, times that by 15, and to lose weight, you take that number and subtract 500. Then out of that calorie ratio, 40% is protein, 40% is carbs, 20% is fat. Oh yes, I almost forgot one of the most important parts of this video, and that is once you have your numbers down and you're able to stick to your diet perfectly, you're weighing your food out, you know your calories, you know everything that you're doing is right, and you're getting success, you can have a 1,000 calorie a week cheat meal, which is great because I know it's hard to stick to a diet but not treat yourself every now and then. Even though I already taught you how to work in chocolate and things like that into your normal day-to-day life, but you don't have to go to the extreme that much to where like you can't go out to eat somewhere. For instance, if you were able to stick to your diet perfectly and you have your 1,000 calories as a cheat meal, you can go to the Cheesecake Factory, for instance, and have a cheesecake. And I know like the strawberry cheesecake, I know a lot of the cheesecakes at Cheesecake Factory. The strawberry cheesecake is 1,100 calories, and if you were with a friend, you and your friend could split that, and now you're getting 500, not even 600 calories by eating half a cheesecake, and that's like your cheat dessert. And then you're also still having a great time with your friends. So you can still live a little bit as you go out. You just gotta be careful when it comes to things, especially like Cheesecake Factory, where their entrees are literally 1,800 calories by themselves. So if you're trying to lose weight and your calorie deficit is 1,700 calories and you go eat the Cheesecake Factory, which I think their coconut chicken dish is like 1,800 calories, that's gonna be more calories than you should. So that's why you gotta just watch for things like that. But when you're smart about it, you can actually live your life and do the things that you enjoy, like eat chocolate, such as Beano Cocoa. Go to Amazon and get some. So, but anyways, just want to add that into you because you deserve a reward. And so I could talk about the Cheesecake Factory menu all day long. So even their fried mac and cheese is 1,100 calories. So if you really want to have that be your cheat meal, you're able to stick to your diet 100% perfectly, and you want to go out to eat, you can have like 4 fried mac and cheese balls as your reward. So, but what I like to do nowadays is to skip the cheat meal, but just add in a cheat meal throughout the week. For instance, if I want to have an extra bite of chocolate or whatever, I know that I can have a bite of chocolate, 100 calories of chocolate every day long, and within a week, that's 700 calories, that's less than 1,000. So I would much rather graze a little bit on a cheat meal, a little cheat snack here and there, and just add it in. But that's what I prefer to do, is just like, I want to have chocolate, a little bit of chocolate every day. So I'm able to have like, you know, a couple squares of chocolate, and I know I'm fine because a couple squares of chocolate isn't that many calories. So I can have, for instance, half a chocolate bar every single day, 130 calories, and then over the course of the week, that's going to be 1,000 calories. So you can still have chocolate, you can still have cheesecake, you can still have pizza, as long as you just know. But just, I just want to add that into this information, is that if you're perfect with your diet, you're having success, you're getting into the groove of things, you know how to prep your meals, you're eating the same thing every day, you got great numbers, you're getting success. Once you know your numbers, you can add in 1,000 calorie to 1,100 calories a week for cheat meals, for chocolate, cheesecake, pizza, and things like that. So, and I lost weight doing this. So I lost 60 pounds with cheat meals, and I still ate cheesecake, chocolate. But, you know, at the same time, I keep mentioning chocolate all the time because I love it, but I'm still eating, you know, 8 ounces of egg whites for breakfast with vegetables. And then for lunch, I'm still having protein with vegetables and some rice. And then my next meal is still this, and my 4th meal is still yogurt, and my 5th meal is still this. So every day I'm still eating healthy. I keep mentioning chocolate and cheesecake just because I love it. I know you guys do too. But like, I want you guys to still enjoy yourself, still enjoy your life, and just know that, you know, dieting is just more of a science. It's more about knowing yourself, knowing what you can have, because I know that every day I can still eat chocolate and still lose weight tomorrow. And so because I know my numbers, I know I'm in a calorie deficit, even though I'm sticking to my numbers. So once you know yourself, once you know your numbers, you can start plugging this stuff in and you can start changing things as you want to. So I'm gonna give you some diet recommendations, some meal preparations that you can do that you start incorporating into your life. And so what I do is prep my meals for the week. Sometimes I have like 3 meals out, like three days out when it comes to meals. So I might make the same meal 3 times, and then I know I'm gonna have that, you know, for the next 3 days. So it just makes cooking easier when you meal prep. So things like that. So I'm just gonna give you some examples in the next videos on how to meal prep, how to create your own menus, and how to create your own daily plans. So see you in the next video. Hope you learned a lot, and we're gonna get these abs showing really soon.